Okay, today we're going to be installing a towel bar. Specifically, we're going to be installing a double towel bar. Now, right now we're using a single bar, and as you could see, me and my wife, we just kind of put our towels where they could go. It's too small, so this double one should fix our problem. Alright guys, before we start, I do recommend that read about safety procedures and how to use tools. I always recommend using some iPro. I know you guys know this already, but I just want to make sure you guys are safe, okay? Alright, always follow your safety instructions. Okay, let's get started. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're not going to want to yank on this, you're not going to want to pull on it or pry on it. It's pretty typical, pretty standard. Underneath here, somewhere where it mounts to the wall should be either like a little Allen screw or just a regular screw, a tiny one. And what it's doing, it's holding this on here, believe it or not, a tiny screw, because it's mounted a specific way. So let's go ahead and take that screw off. Alright, it looks like we don't have to remove the screw all the way. Alright, so it's loose. As you saw, that just came off pretty easily, and it's off. So let's go ahead and look at this a little bit. See how that attaches on there. Here's the little screw I was telling you about. See if you could see that. Alright. That was loud. Okay, so that is off. Okay, the next part is we're going to move these brackets in the wall. So let's remove these 4 screws with a Phillips screwdriver. Looks like the previous owner didn't paint underneath brackets. I can understand that, but hopefully our new brackets will cover that. And see if it doesn't run and we don't run. Depending on the dimension and size of your new towel bar, towel holder, you could run into a part where you might have to touch up the paint because the design might not be the same. So that's something to take into consideration. Okay, so the brackets are off. Alright, a little tip. I like to go ahead and make sure I clean or prepare the surface. You know, this has been, probably hasn't been dismounted for many years, so I like to just go through paper towel, just clean it up real quick, go back with the dry one. The main key is to keep it dry. You don't want to mount something and trap some moisture in there. Alright, looks good. Okay, the next step is we're going to be measuring where we're going to put the holes. Now, since this already has holes, we're going to measure to see if they were done correctly. This was a 24-inch bar that we took off, and it's a 24-inch bar that we're installing. So let's go ahead and measure. All right, in the center of the hole, to the center over here, okay, we are off by a few millimeters, so we're going to adjust that, but it's good to measure that. Another thing you want to do is you want to grab your bar and you want to make sure that where you're measuring the mounting points to the mounting points are correct. So at the end, this does show 24 inches. It's kind of hard to see, guys. I'm trying to do it in one hand. But so you're measuring the holes and you're measuring what you're installing there to make sure that it's going to go on there correctly. Okay, this particular towel bar came with some anchors. So we're going to be using a drill, and it says to use a 5/16 drill bit. We're going to be installing these anchors in there. I'm making my second hole. Now, an important thing about anchors is that if you don't drill the correct length for an anchor, and you install the anchor, it can get stuck there and it becomes a big pain in the butt to take it out. So what I like to do is I like to get the anchor and I like to measure it against the drill bit like this, see how far it is. So, and then I put the drill bit in, and wherever I mark it, if it goes in that far, then I know that I'm going to be safe to put the anchor in. I do that because I'm a clean freak. All right, let's put the anchor in, and the anchor's in. All right. Okay, so while installing these brackets, I did notice that this is going to be like the third towel bar that's on here, so there's a lot of holes and a lot of things behind it. I do recognize that, but besides that point, I put the 2 screws in the brackets. We're going to test fit it before we put the rest in, just to make sure we have a correct fit. Okay, that looks like a correct fit to me, so we'll go ahead and finish off the job. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this little locking screw in here. It's an Allen key, but what I'm going to do, since it's a tight place, is I'm going to start it on the towel rack first, so I can get most of the work done in a easy place. Okay, so they provide this little Allen key for us, so we're going to work that in there to the point where it's not sticking out yet because we don't want it to lock in. Alright, and that should make it easy for us. Alright guys, so we installed this. We're going to go ahead and check these little screws down here, little Allen key screws, and we'll go from there. Alright, that one looks good. That one looks great. Alright guys, we are complete. Let's go ahead and check this bad boy out in action. Alright guys, we did it. We made it happen. The towel rack bar is installed, looks good. These towels could dry in the future better. Alright, okay guys, well stay tuned for the next adventure. I welcome you guys to subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.